6 kills free for TCM. Monsi contesting the hard point, picking up a huge 2-piece. Can he get the third? Monsi with 3 right there. Can he get the hit? Monsi has just done it. In that top window and takes out 3. Chicago with 1. Chicago with 2. Oh my God, Chicago! Get the fuse. No more. Hey.
We're now gonna leave with agony on downstairs. XMZ for
No! That was good. He has to take care of Shelby and home. TCM 2 shutting down. Mook coming up behind, gets the stop of the flag in. We're going for Object Gaming.
Oh my goodness!
Anything with that, and now Flux is pushing forward the next hard point.
Oh, 2-piece by Flux.
It's going to be in the middle of the map. Oh, don't do it, Flux. And he does! Just turns on Nate, shot for the 3.
He's taking too long to get away with his picking up.
Oh my God, he just turned on it.
Hello and welcome to the Gfinity Studios. I'm Martin White. I'm going to be your host for our first show we've ever broadcast on the Gfinity Studios. We're here to talk about G1, our upcoming plans for G2, some of the little secrets we've got in store for you. But what better way to do it? I couldn't do it on my own. It's too much work and I'm lazy. So we've got Brycey here to help us out. How are you, mate?
I'm really good. I'm so excited to be here in the illustrious Gfinity Towers and in this wonderful studio that you guys have built.
What do you think? Do you like what we've done with the place?
I like it. I might have to get the number of your decorator.
No problem. That's fine. We can do that for you. It's quite expensive, as you can see. Look, no accounting for good taste, no expense spared. So we've got G2 booked. It's happening on the 12th and the 13th of October. I'll run through some of the details around that tournament in just a second. You did a great job casting for us at G1, so thanks
very much.
Yeah, no, you were top draw.
I try.
You did. No, you were top draw. So what did you think of the tournament? How do you think G1 went?
It was incredible. I mean, I spoke a little bit about how excited I was before the event. And even, like I said, the first 10, 15 minutes of the event, you had the players all getting onto this boat in the morning, and then just when they all turned up, you could see them all rush to the windows, like, wow, what an incredible view you guys got. And it kind of set the tone for the weekend, because not only was it some of the best Call of Duty we've seen all year, but the whole scale of the venue, everybody loved it. There was everything to do, and people loved watching. It was just fantastic all weekend.
And what were your personal sort of highlights?
There were a few coming on. I mean, the Complexity US TCM final was a bit of a shocker. That was a great thing to see. And obviously, like I said, I'm not a big advocate of trash talk to begin with, but the way the Impact Complexity game went, I mean, ramping up, the fury and the fire before 2 minutes before the game, just wow.
It got quite intense,
It got very intense. And you could see it in the gameplay. Both teams were just hammering each other time and time again.
Well, it got so intense we had to have a couple of security guards by each station just to make sure nothing happened, but, we had to have them there just in case.
That's the great thing. You got these two teams who are so passionate about what they do and they want to win so much that they couldn't even wait to the game to start talking to the other team.
We saw some really good, like you said, really good competition. Some of the games are outstanding. The Envy AAA game was ridiculously good, ridiculously close, and we saw quite a lot of upsets, didn't we? I mean, TCM were, they obviously come to mind about causing upsets all weekend.
Yes, well, that's exactly it. I mean, we do like to see an upset every now and again, just to upset the flow, because you don't really want a tournament that goes by the numbers. It's kind of like, great, these guys won, and we saw some great COD, but it's kind of what we thought was going to happen. A little bit of drama, a little bit of excitement. It was great, and it was the same thing with Envy, to be fair. Nobody before this event would have predicted them to drop out on the first day.
Well, yeah, it caused a massive shock, and I remember seeing the look on their faces. They were say they were bitterly disappointed is a massive understatement.
It really was. It was the way the tournament was set up, the format of it. Every single team just went, just don't drop out the first day. That's all they cared about. Second day, we'll worry about it when we get there, but we have to get there first. And you can see a few teams, even like the first couple of games went down, people are working out, we've got to beat these, they've got to beat them. And that's the kind of excitement that kind of format can bring.
Well, we've had some excellent feedback about the event. You know, everyone seemed to really enjoy it. You know, we got some excellent viewing figures. It was a success. Obviously, there's some tweaks we have to make. We've got G2 on the way, so we've got to make some improvements and stuff. But you know, the difficult second album, if you like. But we're focused on delivering another stellar event. You're going to be looking forward to it?
I really am. I'm just hoping, to see what you guys come up with, and the venue again. Even though I don't know yet. I'm sure you guys keep that firmly under wraps. The Tower of London.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. It's one of them things that to have that much hype surrounding an event, to see the best teams in the world go at it in a situation where they haven't had to play through 300 teams the day before. They all know who they're playing against. They're going to know beforehand. So they're going to be like, right, we can research these and play the best we possibly can.
We've had a lot of questions around the format of the tournament for G2, so I'll come on to that. I'll come on to that in a second. But at Gfinity now, with the launch of our beautiful, lovely red and black and shiny, and it smells very nice in it, doesn't it?
It does. It's very
like a new pair of trainers.
Yes.
Yeah, it smells gorgeous in it. So with the launch of this studio, we're going to be putting out loads of new content. We really kind of want to get the community engaged and involved with everything that we do here. And you're going to be quite heavily involved in that. So you're going to be hosting and holding our show called The Academy. Yes,
well, the Academy is something that's come about with trying to introduce people into Call of Duty. And it's going to be, basically, we're going to take gameplays and we're going to break them down. I'm going to take Shane, for example, right? This guy is known as a bamboozler and one of the best objective players there is. We want to show you why he plays like he does and how he does it, because there are other people who say, oh, I'm a great flag runner. But I really want to break down just how he thinks about, tracking 7 other players, the avenue available to him, respawn times, how he also makes and reacts to shots, like some of the clips we've seen him do before. And it's that kind of, integration that we can bring people into the game that we're really hoping to achieve with the Academy.
Because obviously it's going to be filmed against a green screen, you're actually going to be in-game.
Well, this is it. I'm going to be on the Call of Duty map, in essence, and maybe pointing out a few things, how this player's thinking. Maybe you will say, I don't know, my hardpoint game's a little bit weak, or, my rotation from one hardpoint to the next, we're not doing it very well as a team, or I'm not getting the anchor point down very well. How do I break certain setups? How do I, where do I look? Am I missing a corner? Am I missing a play I really should be making? And it's that kind of, thing we're trying to achieve here. I mean, we're obviously going to speak to the pros as well. So, if it's a certain gameplay, like Mad Cat or Proofy, I'll speak to them and ask what was going through your head at that moment. How would you usually break this down? And then I'll try and convey that to the people at home.
And obviously, it's a chance for everybody else to get involved. So if there's a particular challenge someone wants to overcome, or a particular play they want explained, they can kind of tweet in and say, this is what we'd like to see from you guys.
Oh, well, that's exactly it. I mean, it's going to be very much fan-based as well, because we want people to say, oh, you know what, I'm having trouble with search and destroy on this map, or attacking rounds, or what do we do in a 2 versus 4? What's a good class? How does our team set up for this? And we go, you know what, this is how this team sets up, how you need to look at it. We'll have the pro strategies down. And it's one of them things that when you're casting, you try to break it down, but also you're watching the game and thinking at the same time. With a bit of, a little bit extra time, we can really look into the plays and have you apply it to your own gameplay.
Fair enough. So it's part education, part analysis, and it's just so that people can learn how to play and really understand what goes through the mind of a pro.
It most certainly is, and we're hoping that people really, click onto that and try and get used to the fact that maybe you're not the greatest player because you're making a simple mistake, or maybe you haven't thought of a situation the same way. Why are these players at the top level? Everybody can shoot. It's always said at the top level, everybody can shoot. It's decisions that are different. So we want to find out why people are making them decisions, what strategy's gone into it, and generally how that all breaks down player to player.
Fantastic. And that's just one example of loads of content that you'll be able to see from the Gfinity studio. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll be bringing that to you in the coming weeks. So G2, 12th and 13th of October. So last time in July we had 8 teams. This time we've got 16. 13 of those will be invited, which leaves 3 spots. Well done on the maths for those of you at home without calculators. 2 of those will be for qualification, leaving 1, which is a bit of a surprise. So moving on to G2, 12th, 13th of October. Last time around in July, we had 8 teams. This time we've got 16. 13 of those teams are going to be invited, which basically means there are some qualification spots. So 2 of those will be qualifiers, two big spots. So we saw people actually sort of tweet in last time saying they wanted a shot. Well, now's your chance. You can prove if you're good enough to be there, because we're going to give you the opportunity. All those details on how to do that will follow on the website, gfinity.net, and again, Twitter @Gfinity. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. There's also one spot left, because if you did the maths there, you'll find I only talked about 15. One spot left. That's a surprise. You know what we're like with secrets. We don't want to tell you everything. We like to have little stuff just hidden away. But we'll reveal all the details about that. So we've got 16 teams this time around, Brycey. We've got the qualifiers as well. It's time for people to really say that the ones that were saying we want to get involved, we should be there. It's their chance to prove if they can.
Well, I know you're correct. I mean, I'm sure you guys got inundated with emails and messages and
Quite
a
a
lot of hype in the Twitter sphere. People going, "Oh, we deserve to be there. Look at our placements. Look at what we've done." It's now your opportunity. If you haven't made the actual invite list, your gameplay will do the talking. And it's that simple. You can now prove that you deserve a spot to this invitational tournament.
So there's more money at stake this time round. So we've got a prize pot of $70,000. The top 8 teams get paid. What do you think?
You know what? It's great. I mean, we've been talking about pro Call of Duty for a while now, and the prize money, it's not just, oh, wow, look at this fantastic figure. You've got to remember, these players, a lot of them need this money to live. They're putting in an incredible amount of hours into a game to earn the money, and being able to give them that sort of prize pot means that they can keep on entertaining us. We can keep watching the best level of Call of Duty because these players can keep doing what they're doing.
Good. And there's been a lot of speculation about whether we're going to open it up to spectators.
Yes.
We're very pleased to say this time round for G2, you will have the chance to come along. There will be spectator tickets available. Again, keep your eyes on that website, and we'll release that information as and when it's available. So that definitely adds to the event.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we all saw last time. It was like, oh, how do I get in? I want in. I'm definitely coming. I'm near London, or I just want. People were like, I'm going to drive down from Scotland because I want to see my favourite players.
Yeah.
And now you can. If you can get one of those spectator tickets, if you want to come down and see the best Call of Duty in the world, the Invitational, Gfinity, G2, well, you can. That's it. You can be in the doors and watch it all live.
Bryce is right. You've just got to be there. You wouldn't want to miss it. So you have to keep your eyes peeled on Twitter, especially @Gfinity. On Facebook, we're all there. So just make sure you're with us all the way. You'll find out how you can be a part of G2. So as part of the show, we promised you that we'd reveal 4 teams that are taking part. So let's do that now. Let's reveal the first 2 teams to be invited to G2 and confirmed to be at the event. These guys are.
Now they're going to get some worse ones, as it looks like they're going to lose one teammate. However, Agony and Gataga holding their own. It's going to be 4 kills registered between Broken, Agony, and Gataga on the other side. Fruity starting to heat up on a 3 kill streak. Agony goes huge, gets the 3-piece on Stain, J-Cap, and Fruity. Good night, ending.
You kept rolling snake. One too many.
Force their opponents to go to the bomb site, and J-Cap will be spotted. Both players from AA pushing in. Can J-Cap dip and duck? He gets help from
Gataga with one!
Too many times.
Gataga with 2! Oh my God, Gataga gets the fuse!
He's going to have a challenge. The pinching in at the same time. Table's going to get shut down. Rambo's going to get all by himself. Try to get the 2 pieces. Not going to happen. Azox has got it, and Agony and Broken go for a second flash. Azox. Oh my God.
He knows that the flag is coming his way, and he's got to play this carefully. He does pick up one and gets a second against Mugsy, and Giants are getting down, and now they can finally make a push.
The question is, TCM with that control, and Method turns around, there's the Hellstorm missile. Now the smart play here would be to use that straight away, see if he can earn the lightning strike. He's going to have 3 players there. If he clusters it perfectly, he should connect with 2.
And I love this. You feel like Method well. Method, he's not wasting any time. He just decided to run out.
You kept rolling snake eyes.
Well, there you go. Ozone Giants, Vitality. What do you think about that?
Well, the Vitality team, they were known as AAA last event, and they were one of these teams that everyone thought was going home on the first day. They didn't. They shocked a few people when they showed they could hang out with the best in the world. You know what? Some of the players in that team, very well known through France. Gataga being one of them, obviously. I think they're going to have a really good tournament. They definitely deserve to be here. Certainly a team to keep an eye out. They're very hungry. They want to do well again.
And what about the Giants?
Well, the Giants was the same kind of story. I mean, everybody predicted these guys to be the lowest of all the teams that were invited for G1. Now, we all know they didn't go home on the first day. And they gave a lot of teams some very hard games. They were certainly hyped up. They had a lot to prove. We all said this. They were so hungry for it. They wanted to prove that they could hang with the best in the world, and they certainly did. So, once again, another very well-deserved spot.
Because we saw a really good showing from the EU teams at G1.
Yes.
You know, like you were saying, a lot. You know, it was quite clear. Everyone's opinion was that the Americans. I mean, we even did a video about it called "Are You Scared?" Because the Americans are coming. You know, they came. Obviously, they did well. They ultimately walked away with the title in the shape of complexity. But is it fair to say there was a real sort of change in perception off the back of the performance of the EU team, such as these guys?
Well, to be perfectly honest, people who were sort of, betting, if you were betting money, you'd say the Americans will walk the event. That didn't happen. It was not a walkthrough for any team here at Gfinity. So, yeah, I would say the perspective has changed a little bit. There is no American team now that can go, we're going to walk this event. They have to take every single team seriously. And that's what the invitation was about, bringing the best teams together so no matter what happens, it's hard games all the way through.
And that can only just mean great things for the competition.
Yes. Well, that's exactly it. I mean, we want the intensity. We want to see those games that go all the way to the end. We want to see, 1-point decisions on hard points, overtime captures of flags, and clutches in search and destroy. So if we can get the best teams together like that, make sure the Americans don't get the easy ride that everyone thought they were going to have, fantastic.
Good stuff. Okay, good. So, we know those guys are there.
Yep.
2 more teams to reveal today. Let's see who they are.
I'm assuming Gataga playing under the Bissell tag once again.
Yeah.
And it's looking real good now for them, but Marky B. Wow.
Anything with that. And now Flux is pushing for the next hard point. Oh, 2-piece by Flux. It's going to be in the middle of the map. Oh, don't do it, Flux. Turns on.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
Racking up all 3 of his score streaks.
All others are dead, it's up to you.
Well, there you go. 2 more revealed. Inferno and TCM. Let's talk about Inferno first. How'd you rate their chances?
Well, these guys were kind of an unknown quantity before the European qualifiers for the Call of Duty World Championships. And rocking up to that event, I was like, I don't know if they're going to come through the qualifiers. Obviously, they picked up Swanee for that event, and everyone was like, oh, it's Swanee. How is he going to do for the rest of this tournament? They qualified for the World Championships, and then we got to the World Championships, and everyone was still like, they aren't making it out of the groups. These guys are just going to go home. That didn't happen, as we all know, and they come top 8. I mean, players like Colga, things like that, actually fantastic players within their own right. I mean, obviously they had Swanee at that event, and everyone was like, oh, Swanee's going to carry on, Swanee's going to do this. If you watch them games, Swanee's great, but his teammates rise to meet him. And that means that it can only mean great things. We're going to see an Inferno lineup that are desperate to prove that they can do it once again, and I'm fairly certain that they're going to.
And if they walk into G2 with sort of under the banner of an underdog, that kind of removes any pressure, and they can just literally focus on performance.
Well, we've seen it time and time again. Some of these people who come in as underdogs are more hungry than the top teams. They want to do well. They want to prove that they aren't actually an underdog, and they want to be recognised on the world stage. This is a great opportunity for Inferno to just cement their place once again, saying, you know what, we're good enough. Top 8 COD World Champs. Let's see what we can do here.
And moving on to TCM, you know, they caused shock after shock after shock last time round in July at G1. Flew the European flag, flew the UK flag incredibly well for us by reaching the final. Surely they must be very confident then.
Oh, fantastically so. I mean, not only did they come second at Gfinity, you know, a little while later they come second at DreamHack. The last event, a little bit of a slip up for them, but if you actually spoke to the players after the event, they went, that's not happening to us again. We will not have a bad event like that again. We can't do it. So they're going to come in really practiced. They're going to come in really just trying to, you know, repeat G1 in fairness and take it a little bit further. They've only got to beat one more team this time to win it. So if they can do that, then TCM, they could be the European champions for this one. Let's see how they get on.
Nice one. Well, Brycey, thanks very much for joining us today in our brand spanking new studios. So, there you have it. That's the first 4 teams revealed for you. Thanks very much for joining us. You don't have to miss any of the action. You can subscribe and watch absolutely every second of G2. All the information will be available on our website, gfinity.net. We did it well last time. We're going to do it even better this time. We've got more teams, more money, more to play for, and more action. So again, don't miss it. Make sure you subscribe, gfinity.net. Follow us on Twitter, @Gfinity. We're going to reveal some more teams for you. That'll be in about a week. So don't go anywhere. Keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you join us. That's us at Gfinity Studios. We'll see you soon.
He's taking too long to get away. He's going to get up into... Oh, the target! My God, he just turned on it.